Before watching the video, don't forget to subscribe the channel and enable bell notification to never miss an update from us.
Hello everyone and welcome to Entri channel. This is Ashima, and in this video we're going to talk about daily news events. The news events which we are going to cover in this video are basically going to be of 10th of November and a few of 11th of November as well. Right, so we're going to cover as much as possible and as much detail and as much precisely as possible depending on the examination perspective regarding the news event. Right. So we are going to begin with the descriptive section first. So the first news event is about PM-KUSH. Now this scheme has recently raised its bars or raised its targets. That is why it is in news. So it has raised the target, and that is why it is currently in news. So why is it in news? First of all, we'll get to the full the full form of this acronym, that is Pradhan Mantri Kisan Urja Suraksha Evam Utthan Mahabhiyan. So as the name suggests, the scheme is basically made for improvising the solar powers or solar grids or solar pumps in the rural sectors or in the farmers region where they would be benefited more, you can say. So building up renewable energy for the sectors of agriculture and farmers, that is what the idea of this proposal is. Earlier the target was 25,720 megawatt by 2022, but this bar has been raised now to 30.8 gigawatts by 2022. So the year is same of the target, but the new bar has been set up. And how are they going to reach that? By increasing the number of solar pumps, right? So they are going to increase the number of solar pumps, due to which the overall the solar power that is going to be generated is going to be increased. So earlier it was proposed that 1.75 lakh solar pumps are to be established, right? Earlier, in the earlier target was 1.75 lakh, but now in the new target, they are targeting at about 4.5 lakh standalone pumps. Individual pumps at 4.5 lakh are the proposed ones, and that is why, that is how the target is going to be achieved in the higher scale. Right. Now, this whole scheme was initially launched to help farmers install solar pumps so that our diesel consumption is reduced and the results are equivalent. So expenditure on diesel is reduced, and the sufficient power is also available, and the renewable energy source is also generated. Right, and it is more reliable, if we say. So what are the components of this scheme? This scheme is run on three components, A, B, and C. The first component is to install 10,000 megawatts of decentralized ground-mounted grid-connected renewable power plants. As the name suggests, they are going to do it accordingly. Then in second part, they are going to install 17.5 lakh standalone solar power pumps, which will generate 7.5 horsepower. Then they are going to solarize 10 lakh grids connected solar pumps, and all of these are going to give the results which we are expecting, that is 30.8 gigawatts energy generated by solar pumps or renewable energy by 2022. Right? Moving ahead to India ASEAN Summit, which is to be co-chaired by Vietnam and the Prime Minister of India. So Prime Minister of India Narendra Modi and Vietnamese Prime Minister Nguyen Xuan Phuc. Both of them are going to chair the ASEAN Summit. Now, what is ASEAN? ASEAN is Association of Southeast Asian Nations. Is India a member? No, India is not a member. It is a kind of observer or a main trade point for them. So, the members, there are total 10 members of ASEAN, them being Indonesia, Philippines, Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand, Vietnam, Brunei, Laos, Cambodia, and Myanmar. And these are one of the major trading partners of India as well. So they are not just the members of ASEAN, they are the main members of India in terms of trade. Apart from that, being a member of trade, they are also very important for China's progression. They are important for Australia. They are important for Japan. So all these countries are fighting together to get a place in their market because they are the biggest consumers as of now. This whole group of ASEAN is a major consumer and has a very influence on trade market as of now. right? During the summit, India is planning on signing ASEAN-India Plan of Action for 2021 to 25. So this is the main highlight of this meeting for India's perspective. How come ASEAN is so important for India? First of all, we're building on Northeast region, right? We are building by increasing the trade, increasing the connectivity, and via land, water, air, all the means. So via that, Northeast region of India is going to be connected with ASEAN is what we are thinking as of now, right? And the policy of India, Act East policy, that also comes in line because all these countries are in the eastern region. Most of them are in the eastern region of the world, and therefore they are going to be a primary one. Since our policy is also Act East policy, that is in line with that. Right. Along with that, India has signed certain linkages with Myanmar, as we say. So India has signed certain linkages with Myanmar, Vietnam, and Thailand. With these three countries, we have signed certain linkages or an agreement for a trilateral highway. So we are building a trilateral highway with India. These all three countries are going to build a trilateral highway with India, right? And this is going to link the Sitwe port with Mizoram, one part of it being, then New Delhi to Hanoi in Vietnam is one connection. So two connections are already have been proposed, third one is yet to come, right? Moving ahead, IPSA report is on deepening cooperation in IPSA perspectives from key sectors has been released. What is IPSA? That is a primary question that we face, that what are the countries that are involved in IPSA? So India, Brazil, and South Africa. It is India, Brazil, and South Africa. These are the three countries which are a part of IPSA, and this report was released by Economic Relations Secretary of Ministry of External Affairs, Rahul Chabra. Now, IPSA has been running a visiting fellowship program, which is basically a student exchange program on various perspectives, especially promoting research and information systems and developing centers and research centers for a more healthy relationship. And this program has also undertaken some research projects in United Nations, which includes traditional medicine or intellectual property rights or financial sector cooperation. So this whole relationship of visiting fellow program by IPSA is one of the major student exchange programs and research fellowship program of India, right? Now, production linked incentive scheme, we had talked about, I guess 2 to 3 days back, we had talked that Niti Aayog has proposed a 10 new sectors, out of which 4 were announced and 6 were still remaining. So this scheme has finally been proposed by the has been approved by the Union Cabinet, and all the 10 sectors have finally been filled up. Right. So first, I'll give you a brief about this, and then we're going to move towards the 10 sectors. Now, this PLI, a production linked incentive scheme, basically promotes the production in the domestic market. Right. So, what is the scheme's perspective? It was launched in March 2020, and the idea behind this whole scheme was that domestic market should be promoted. So whenever any product of developed in domestic market is sold, in incremental sales are seen, then government provides the company incentives of certain basis, or certain amount incentives are given, so that as a point of appreciation or award for sending the domestic generated products. Right. This is the idea of the domestic market increasing of production linked incentive. Now, initially there were only 2 sectors, but now there have been further sectors have been increased. So we'll go by them one by one. The first being advanced chemistry cell battery manufacturing sector. Now, in this sector, rupees 18,100 crores incentive has been fixed. This much amount is going to be given, and who is going to overlook this sector? This sector will be looked over by Niti Aayog and Department of Heavy Industries. Next comes electronic technology and electronic products manufacturing industries. This will have a 5,000 crores incentive amount has been given or has been allotted, and this is going to be overlooked by Ministry of Information and IT, or MEITY. Then automobiles and auto components manufacturing industry has received 57,042 crores, and this is going to be looked by Department of Heavy Industries. Telecom and networking products will receive 12,195 crores, and pharmaceuticals department is going to look over it. Textiles products manufacturing industry is going to be looked by Ministry of Textiles, and the incentive amount is 10,683 crores. Then food production manufacturing industries has received 10,900 crores, and the ministry's food processing industries. High efficiency solar PV modules manufacturing industries has received 4,500 crores allotment, and Ministry of New and Renewable Energy is going to overlook this for but obvious reasons, solar energy is involved. White goods manufacturing industries has received 6,238 crores, and Department of Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade has been allotted for overlooking this. And specialty steel sector industries has received 6,322 crores, and Ministry of Steel is going to overlook it. So these are the 10 sectors, and you must know about them. The reason being is that in the examination which regards the banking or finance relevant examinations, in those exams we can expect, because this is more relevant towards the upcoming segment, right? So earlier the scheme was for pharmaceuticals and electronic products. Now we have enhanced them to battery also, electronic products, automobiles, telecom. There are various sectors now, right? So moving ahead with the India-China agreement on three-step disengagement. Now, finally, both the countries have come to par with the three-step disengagement which has taken place. What exactly is in this disengagement that is going to happen? Now, earlier we all know that China and India had been going through a lot in terms of international relations, and Pangong Tso Lake is one of the most important ones or highlights of this debate, because over here China had overtaken, which was not allowed or which was not supposed. They had reached till this lake, and this lake is very important for your examination when it comes to international relations. So three-step disengagement has been signed in Pangong Tso, which is the lake. Now, what is the purpose of this disengagement is that by April or May 2021, all the military forces will move back towards their respective positions. Right, so they wherever they are, they won't be overlooking each other's power, and they will be moving towards their original location. So there are three steps which have been created. That is why it's three steps disengagement. So what are the steps? First step is going to be that both the countries' tanks and armored personnel carriers, they will move from the respective frontline deployment within 1 week. So within 1 week, they are going to move back from their positions as of now towards their original positions, right? Then the next step is going to be that both the countries will withdraw 30% of their troops from the banks of Pangong Tso Lake. So on this lake, certain troops have been deployed. So 30% of them will move back. So India's side will move towards Than Singh Thapa post, and Chinese troops will move towards Finger 8. So Chinese will move towards Finger 8, and Indian troops will move towards Than Singh Thapa. So towards Than Singh Thapa, India is going to move, and China is going to move towards Finger 8, their respective posts. Then the third step is going to be that both the sides will withdraw from their respective positions along the southern bank of Pang Tso Lake. So earlier they moved from the banks of Pang Tso Lake 30%. Now they will move or withdraw from the positions from the south of the lake, and that means that the territories and heights of Chusil and the range of Rezangla, both of these places, the hills and ranges of Rezangla and Chusil, they are going to be evacuated now and moved back from. This is the three-step engagement they are going to follow, and the result of this is going to be that by April or May 2021, the position is going to be vacated and it's going to be as it was supposed to be, right? Now a few one-liners if we have a look at. So Local for Diwali campaign has been announced by Union Ministry of Textiles. Ministry comes under Smriti Irani. right? Local for Diwali campaign is basically a campaign which is going to promote the use of Indian, or of the handicraft products, or the products which are generated by the locals. And since it is a major area where women empowerment can be shown, as major artisans are women in this sector, so this is going to give enhancement to women empowerment, as well as it is going to enhance the handicraft sector of India. Then China's Chen Meng has been crowned the winner of the first ever ITTF Women's World Cup title, and she is the world's #1 women tennis player as of now. This ITTF Women's World Cup was held in Weihai in China, and this was a a restart series, because due to COVID it had been postponed as of now, right? All right. If we talk about ITTF, some of you might want to know what ITTF stands for. It is International Table Tennis Federation, right? Next, a team of researchers from Taiwan's Academia Sinica have discovered a hidden gene in the coronavirus, which we have SARS-CoV-2. A new gene has been discovered which might change a lot of things. So you must know where the Academia Sinica is. So this is a Taiwan's research center. This study was led by Chase Nelson. So you must know who has led this, who is the person behind this finding, and where this Academia Sinica is, right? Then Union Minister of Minority Affairs Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi has recently inaugurated Hunar Haat. So it had been blocked out for a certain time because of the COVID issue, but now it has been restarted after a gap of about, I guess, 7 months. So finally it has started. And where has it started as of now? In Delhi. In Delhi Haat in Pritampura it has started. And the theme of this Hunar Haat is vocal for local, for the obvious reasons that we are promoting the Make in India thing, right? Now, what is Hunar Haat? It is basically a promotion, or you can say an exhibition of all the traditional legacy which we have, the ancestral legacy which we have. So it is a kind of exhibition that is put out, and a promotion thing is done for all the Indian made or local products, right? Or the handicrafts, or the craftsmanship that we have in India, right? This was launched in, I guess, 2017 or so. Hunar Haat thing was launched in 2017, and it was launched under the USTTAD scheme. Ustad scheme was the name, upgrading the skills and training in traditional arts and crafts of development. Under the scheme, this was launched, right? Next, IIT Alumni Council has launched a mega scope for personalized healthcare. Aung San Suu Kyi has announced, or they have claimed, that they have won the Myanmar elections, although the final results have not been released. IPL 2020 finals were held recently, and that has been won by Mumbai Indians. This is their 5th time that they have won this championship. Now over here, what is important is who was the captain at the time. So that is Rohit Sharma. The team was led by Rohit Sharma, right? And this is their 5th title now. Indian Army gifted 20 trained horses and mine detection dogs to Bangladeshi Army. National Education Day is observed on 11th of November, on the birth anniversary of Maulana Abul Kalam Azad, who was the first Minister of Education of India. India's first Minister of Education was Maulana Abul Kalam Azad, and therefore on his birth anniversary we celebrate National Education Day. NDA has won absolute majority in 125 seats in Bihar elections. So Bihar elections have been won by NDA with an absolute majority, that being a major election result as of now. So with this, we have wind up the session. We're going to wind up the session. I hope this session was informative, and well helpful to all of you. You can download Entri app for various topic-oriented videos of yours if you have doubts on certain topics or you need clarification on certain topics. And a lot of quizzes are there. Everyday current affairs quizzes there on Entri app. Which hardly takes 10 minutes, and it's going to keep you updated or in the loop of current affairs, right? So you can download the app from Google Play Store, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, goodbye, take care, and have a wonderful day ahead.